Good morning. How is everyone today? We are doing the Meet-In Advent Calendar Day 2. So if you guys have not got your calendar out, grab it. We are going to pull Day 2 and see what that art supply is, and we are going to paint with it, or we are going to create with it, depending on what it is. So we're doing the Meet-In Advent Calendar Day 2. We'll be pulling the art supply in just a few minutes. Go ahead and grab your paints and all your creativity stuff, and I'm going to share this out to all my people who like to paint with me so that we can get them on here and have some fun. Sorry, y'all, my dog is back there making all kinds of noise, isn't he? Crazy, crazy, crazy. So hopefully you guys will join us for this meeting calendar. We're going to be doing Day 2. Let me pull it up for you guys. We're going to be doing Day 2 of this today. So we did Day 1 yesterday. We used that really nice travel brush that it sent us, or that it gave us for that. And I think that we did really well. We ended up with a super cute painting. Let me pull it so I can show you guys what we did with the brush yesterday. We did this cute Christmas tree yesterday with that travel brush that came in Day 1. So hopefully today's day will be just as fun. I think that you guys are going to be excited about what Day 2 has in store, because it is a good one. It is a good one for sure. So if you guys, hey Mom, good morning. How are you? We're about to pull Day 2 supply from our Advent calendar and see what we have today to work with. I hope that you guys are ready to create, because I think it will be a lot of fun. I know what Day 2 is. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. We're going to open it together in just a minute. We're going to be using our Meet-In palette. We're also going to probably use our Meet-In ceramic palette today with maybe some of the tube paints. I went ahead and pulled my tube paints down just in case, because I don't use them often enough, and I really want to. And we're going to be doing a really cool little painting today, and so I wanted to use some of these more muted colors on some of it, and I love this color right here, so we're going to be using this for sure. And then I think I'm going to need to pull a couple of these greens here and here. So I think those are going to be some that we use as well. And then I'm going to need a red, I think. Pretty sure, yeah. And of course I'll need probably this. Yeah, that's it. I think that's what we're going to need today. All right. How are you guys this morning? We are going to be doing the Advent calendar from Meet-In. We're going to be pulling Day 2. So if you guys are ready to pull Day 2, we're going to do that and get started on what we're going to paint today. This is what we did yesterday. Yesterday's calendar had this amazing travel brush. Let me pull it out for you guys so y'all can see what it was. It had this, and guys, this brush is made really, really well. So it is a travel brush. You just open it up and you put it together and you end up with this great travel brush. It holds its tip really well, so we were able to do all kinds of details in this with this travel brush. Now we also used the Aura Sparkle glitter pens, which you guys know I'm in love with. They are my favorite glitter pen out of all of the glitter pen sets that I have, which is a ton. These are my favorite. So we did those on top to get all the details and the sparkles, and then we did some splatters. I think this turned out super cute. It's going to look really cute on a Christmas card. So I was pleased with day one supply. This doesn't rust. It stays really tight. It's the synthetic squirrel hair, so it holds tons of water, holds its shape really well. Love, love, love this brush. So this was day one. All right. We are about to do day two. So I am going to open up day two in just a few minutes. Hi, Kenneth. Welcome in. Sorry, I just saw your comment. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do, hey, Feral Mom, welcome in. We're about to open up day two to see what we have to play with today. Now, keep in mind, some of the days are not going to be something that we can actually, like, really create something with, but we can either use them or there's just a few things. Not every single thing in here is considered an art supply, but almost everything is. So I'm going to go ahead. First of all, I'm going to put it on my chair here so I don't have to do it on my desk like I did yesterday, because that's a lot of trouble. So, all right. So I am going to open this up. Okay, so this is the Meeden Advent Calendar. And what we're doing is every single day, every single day during the month of December, during Christmas, leading up to, look, my little baby boy, always so sweet. Leading up to Christmas, we will be pulling an art supply out of the Advent Calendar and trying to create with it. So it is 24 days of creativity. So that is what we are doing. I know, he's so sweet, isn't he, Rhonda? So, oh, I hate that you're at the doctor this morning, but at least you're catching some of it. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. I think he's beautiful. He just had his surgery so that last week, so that he can't have babies. So he's still a little moving around a little slow, but he's in pretty good shape. He jumped back up on the bed last night, so I know he's feeling better. Now go lay down. So we're going to open up this, and we're going to open up day two. Guys, this was day one. That was where the brush was. Day two is our Meeden watercolor postcard. So it is a package of the Meeden postcards. And that is what we're going to use this morning. Guys, y'all, I'm so stoked to have another package of these, because the 10 that we did to start with were so much fun. So I'm glad I have more. I'm not going to use them all for Christmas this time. I'm going to do some birthday and just some sympathy and some just because thinking of you cards and all kinds of stuff with them. But today we are going to do a Christmas one with it. And we are going to use our Meeden tube paints today. I'm going to use these, and we're going to use our little Meeden ceramic palette today as well. So I'm kind of jumping to some supplies that we're not normally using. Keep in mind, if you don't have tube paints and you want to use the regular Meeden palette, you can absolutely, without a doubt, do that. Oh, me too. I want to do a birthday set too, Rhonda, because I want to have them ready and available for people. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry I'm yawning. to people that, you know, so I have the cards ready to send out when I have birthdays that I need to send. So I'm excited about that. So we are going to be using those today. So I have pulled the crimson tube paint. I have pulled the green. I have pulled the olive green. I have pulled the Payne's gray and the neutral gray. So those are the colors, and I'll probably use this as well for some of them to add in some shadows and things like that. So I don't want, you know, I want you get to, the way that what we're going to do today is going to be something you can choose your colors for. So it's not really going to matter if you have the same paints that I have. Okay. So don't feel like you have to have the same paints that I have today, because it's not going to really matter, but I'll show you what we're going to do in just a second. All right, so let me go ahead and pull these and get them in my palette. Oh, cool. Yeah, I got a package of them a couple weeks ago and did my cards, and they turned out nice. Now I haven't finished them all, but I've started them. So all right, so these are the paints that I currently am using right now. I'm just going to go ahead and pull out a little bit of each one into my palette. Now, let me tell you about this palette. I'm going to pull it up because I want you guys to see it. It's really neat. It has a lid, and most of the ceramic palettes that I've gotten from Meeden don't have lids, but this one does. And that way, if you want your paints to dry out, great. But like, let's say you're going to lunch and you want to come back and you want your paints to not be dried out just yet, you can put the lid on it and it keeps them moist. And that is what I love about this palette, is because it keeps, and it's small, so you can carry it like in your purse or whatever pretty easily. Like if you're traveling with it or whatever, just wrap some tape around it so the lid stays on it and take it. And it's small enough to fit. And it's got a dual purpose, because you can use this for mixing and you can use these for your paints. And if it's dry enough, you can turn it over and use the bottom even if you wanted to. So it's got a lot of versatility to it. I like this. I have two of these. I got lucky enough that the first one, I mean, I wouldn't say it's luck, but the first one was broken. It broke right across here when I got it in the mail. And so I messaged Meeden and they were like, absolutely, we'll send you a new one out right away. But I went ahead and stuck it back on there and super glued it, and you can't even hardly tell that it was broken, and it works great. So I ended up with two of these, even though I only ordered one. So that was kind of a little happy accident. But I really like this palette because it's small, but also the lid to me is genius. So if you're looking for a good ceramic palette that's not going to break the bank, you know, this one's a decent price and it's a really good palette. And you can just, you know, you just wipe it, clean it out when you're ready to change out your paint colors. So you don't have to, you know, you're not married to any of the paint colors that you put on here, because you can clean it out really easily with like some wet wipes or just running it under some water. So anyway, I like this palette. I am going to go ahead and I may pull some other colors out of our tube paints, but for now, these are what I'm using. The great thing about tube paints is that you don't, the pigment is really, really good on them. Yes, the inspiration photo right here. And it's not going to be exactly this. I'm going to do blue. I'm going to do, not blue. I'm going to do some pine needles rather than these leaves. And I'm going to do my ornament's not going to be covered as much. It's going to be more of a translucent ornament with a gold fitting on the top. And so it's not going to be exactly this, but it's definitely going to be, this is the inspiration behind what we're going to do today. So hopefully everybody can screenshot that if you need to before we get started. And then we will We're going to get going in just a moment. Let me read all my things. Is it a particular paint or can you use tube acrylics? You can use tube acrylics if you want to. I use watercolor tube paints. I like the translucency of watercolors. That's the reason that I do so many of my paints in watercolors, because I love the translucent nature of watercolors. Oh, hang on, Feral Mom. I'll pull it up again. The translucent nature of watercolors, I love how they're kind of see-through and you can kind of layer, and you've got all kinds of really interesting blends and things from them. So that's why I use them. But you can, my grandson, he paints with acrylics a lot, and you guys, I should show y'all his painting that he did. Oh, it's in my house, sorry. He does acrylics, and he puts his acrylics into a palette like that. Not this palette, but a bigger one that's ceramic, so that he can pull, when he wants to. And he really likes using an acrylic palette for his, a glass palette for his acrylic paints. Goodness, I can't even talk, you guys. Christine, you have watercolor pencils. I love watercolor pencils. I have watercolor pencils. I also have watercolor Crayolas that I love. If you don't know what you're doing and you are wanting to learn how to watercolor, then you have come to the right place, because all of us get together in the mornings and we paint together. I do a quick tutorial and everybody just kind of paints together, asks questions, joins us in our painting, all the things. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. And, I'll do my best to answer them. I'm not a classically trained artist. I bought a Meeden palette like this, except I bought the 48 color one, the one that's underneath here. And I just started learning via videos and TikTok and all the things. And so now we just get on here and paint. And sometimes it's a complete disaster, and sometimes it turns out beautiful. So that's what we do. So you are definitely in the right place, because none of us really know what we're doing. Feral Mom, I just started. Yes, I heard. And somebody else said that. I think it was Jamie that told me that. Oh, good, Christine. I'm glad you've been watching. Cool. Well, join us. Paint with us. Don't be shy. I need to get me some of those paints, Feral Mom, because I've heard that gouache is fun. I think it was Jamie that was telling me she's really been into gouache. So I'm thinking I'm going to look into some and see if I can find some to play around with. Okay. So we are going to use these Meeden tube paints this morning, and let me get these postcards opened up, because I am out of the other one. My other packet has been completely used up, so I'm going to have to open these. But I'm excited to have them. Who in here is opening their advent calendar every day and doesn't know what's in it? Comment. Meeden sell some? Okay, I'm gonna reach out and see if maybe they'll send me some. And we can play around with them. I've never done gouache before, but hey, you guys know me. I'm willing to try anything, so we'll certainly try it. I'm gonna reach out and see if they'll send me some. Who is doing the Meeden Advent Calendar day by day, and who has peaked? Hi, Jules. How are you? Who's peaked and who hasn't? Let me know if you've peaked or if you haven't peaked at what comes each day. I peaked. I looked at everything because I don't do well with surprises. So for me, it was a definite gotta look. Some people I know did not peak. I think Feral Mom told me she wasn't peaking. She was just going day by day. So, all right. So everybody pull your postcard. Here is the inspiration picture. So get ready. Those of you who missed it the first time. No peaks for Feral Mom. Good for you. I'm glad that somebody has that kind of willpower. I do not. So this is our inspiration for today. Oh my gosh. Well, it's in the shopping cart below. You can grab it, show and tell. You'll like it. You'll enjoy it. It's okay if you start late. So here is the inspiration. Everybody take your screenshots. I'm not doing it exactly like this. I'm going to use pine tree limbs and pine needles. I'm not doing all of the leaves and stuff. I might add a few leaves. I'm going to put some berries and some branches in there as well. And then I'm going to do the ornament. I may or may not do the bow. I haven't decided. So here it is. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, just quickly, do I wet the pencil or the paper before or after? You can do it either way, Christine. You can wet the pencil and draw it out and then take a brush and spread it. You can do it with just the pencil and then you can go back with your brush and spread it. Just know that it's going to spread quite a bit. So like you don't have to color an entire, like if you have a circle and you go to color it in, you don't have to color the entire circle in because that color is going to spread. So color, just loosely colored in, spread it out. And then if you need more color, you can always go back and add. So just know, it's not like regular colors where you're going to just color the whole thing perfectly and then wet it. Although you can do that if you want a lot of pigment. The more you color on it, the more pigment and darker it's going to be. So just keep that in mind. This is how we are going to, I'm going to do it in a horizontal format. No, I'm not. I'm going to do it this way. Yes, do, Christine. Send it to me when you're done. I want to see it. I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. I'm excited for you. All right. I'm going to go ahead and grab my pencil and get a quick sketch done. I'm not planning on drawing the whole thing out, obviously, but we do need a circle for the ornament, and I need some kind of guidelines where my branches are going to go. So I'm going to do that. Sorry, guys, I'm still swallowing my supplements for the morning. Okay. Now for the ornament, I'm going to use, I think I need to have something fairly large. I think this is too large. So I think I'm going to go with this. I think this will be all right. Yep, that's going to be perfect. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use for my ornament, and I'm going to put my ornament down here at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and just lightly trace around my circle so that I have my ornament drawn out. Okay, so that I know kind of where everything else needs to go. So my topper is going to be like this. Oops, where's my eraser? I already messed up, y'all. Okay, so there's going to be the top. And then it's going to have this little hook like this on it. Okay. And then we're going to go up. And I really don't think I'm going to do the bow because I don't think I'm going to really have room. But for now, I'm just going to do some little cross lines to give me a guide as to where I want my branches to be. because they're going to be the pine needle branches that we've done multiple times. And then from there, I'm going to add in my berry branches. And if I want to add in some branches with some leaves and stuff, I can do that as well. But that's just going to be my guide, okay? So here is the guide of what we're going to be doing today. So we have a circle, we have the topper, and then we just have basically an X at the top to kind of give us the guide for the pine needles and everything, all right? So is everybody there? All right. Now, the brushes that we're going to use today are twofold. We're going to use I'm going to use the Fumi brushes for some of the leaves. Okay. So those are these right here. Let me see. Where are they? Okay. So we're going to use these. I'm going to use the number 4 out of this set. I have the 4 brush set, so I'm going to use the number 4 out of this set. Show and tell. Thank you so much for your purchase. Sorry, I just saw that come through. You're gonna like this. I think this. I plan to get a couple more. I have 2. I'm probably gonna order 2 more because I really like it. The way that it has the lid and everything, and plus it's small enough that it fits in my workspace. Because I have several of the ceramic palettes that they have, but they're bigger, and so they're kind of, manipulating them is a little bit harder when you're doing lives like this. So Jody, yeah, it's a strange little layout, but I promise when it gets done, it's going to look really nice. You'll see. Trust the process. We have to trust the process. Okay, so these are the Fumi brushes. So we're going to use this. I'm going to use the number 4 Fumi brush. Okay, then we are also going to use the medium brush set. Okay, I'm going to use the 4 brush set, which is the 1, 3, 5, and 7. Oh, the brushes. Yeah, they are weird. The way these work, first of all, this ferrule will not rust. So another thing I love about these brushes is they don't rust. They're like the medium brushes. This ferrule will not rust, and it will not loosen up. It's really, really tight. So if it loosens up, you need to contact them because they are definitely made to stay tight. But it holds a ton of water in the base, and it feeds water and pigment to the tip. So you don't have to constantly be dipping into your paint all the time, which is really nice. And it kind of keeps everything at a uniform color because it's constantly feeding. And you can do big, wide to teeny tiny tips. So you can do good little leaves and stuff with these. Really easy to do leaves and things like that. So I love this brush for florals. And I love this brush for if you're doing like detailed lines that you want to stay the same color and you don't want it to fade to a lighter color the more you use the brush, because it feeds into the tip. So these are really cool brushes. Okay, the medium brushes we're going to use, I'm probably just going to use the 1 and the 3 today. I don't know, we might put a background on this. We'll just see what happens. But these do not rust either. So, and these stay really, really tight. They haven't loosened up. I've had these for over 1.5 years and they're not even close to loose. They hold their tips really, really well, and they hold a ton of water because they're synthetic squirrel hair. So these are the Fumi brushes. They are, hang on, I'll pin them for you so you can see how it's spelled, because I don't even know if I'm pronouncing them right, honestly. It's Fumui. So I've stuck them right down here below so you can see them. They have a 4 brush set and a 6 brush set. I got the 4 brush set because that's, I have the 4 brush set in the medium as well. I just feel like I don't use a ton of different sizes, so I didn't feel the need to get the bigger sets because I tend to use the same sizes over and over again. So, okay, so we're going to use those. And then, of course, we're going to use our Transcend Detail Brush 0. And that's because I'm doing pine needles. Okay? So I am going to be using that as well. All right? Now, let's see. Let's go back to... I'm going to pin this again just so that you guys can see it. It's fairly new. I've only had him for a couple weeks, and I really, really enjoy it. So, so that's what we're using today for our palette. And I have two types of greens. I have a gray and I have a black. Well, it's not really a black, a dark gray and a red. I might use this blue that I already have in here some. I'm just not sure because I kind of wanted to do a blue ornament. And I think I'm still going to do a blue ornament. I think I'm going to do the ornament blue. All right. So here's how we're going to do this, guys. First, you're going to take your Meeden. I'm going to go ahead and take my Meeden number 5, or no, my Meeden number 3. And I'm going to dip in some water, and I'm going to give my ornament a wash. Okay. So it's going to have, now remember, this Meeden postcard paper absorbs water really fast. Your working time is not going to be you're not going to have as long of a working time. So just keep adding water if you need to. But we're going to do a wet on wet for this to start. So go ahead and get it wet inside your ornament. Okay. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take some of this blue and I'm just going to kind of go around the edge of my ornament. Doesn't have to be perfect, just around the edge. And then I'm going to rinse my brush. And I'm going to kind of spread that into the center. And then I'm going to add some darker blue. I'm going to find another blue because that's the only blue I had out. And I really want a darker blue too. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to do this Prussian blue, which is fairly dark, as you can see. And I'm going to do this cobalt blue as well. Okay. That way I have several options for my blues. And I'm going to go into the cobalt blue to start. And I'm just going to add that. And I'm just going to let it blend. I'm going to leave a little highlighted section right above, right here in this area right here. So I'm not going to really put any color there. But I am going to darken up some of these areas. And you just want to blend this. I'm going to use this darker blue right here. You just want to blend this to what feels good for you. Like, don't overthink it. Just keep in mind that you want it to be loose, but you want it to have some shadows and some highlights. So just put your shadows where you feel like, I'm doing a light source coming from the top in case you guys want to know that. So I'm going to have shadows on both sides. It's going to be lighter at the top. Remember to add water if you want to blend it a little more. You don't want any harsh lines. And it's going to be most dark at the bottom. Rinse your brush if you want to spread some into the highlighted areas, but you don't want it to be too dark. So rinse your brush and just use clear water for that. Okay. And you're going to end up something that looks kind of similar to this. Play around with it until you're comfortable with it. I'm even going to add some darker right here. And maybe a little bit of darker over here. You can add your shadows wherever you want them to be. Okay, you can do that however you want. Just know that wherever your light source is coming from, that's where the lightest parts are going to be. And then your darker parts are going to be where the light is not hitting it. You can even shine a light on an object to kind of see how that light source is going to work if you need to. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dry this and see where we're at, see if I need to add anything or take anything away. This paper blends really, really well. So you're going to see that you get a really nice, smooth look to your ornament once it dries. Okay. So as you can see, you've got this beautiful, smooth shadowing all throughout the ornament. Rhonda, I have not, but I have heard that it is a lot of fun. And I always tell myself I'm going to buy some of that kosher salt at the store when I go. And I always forget because I think it has to be like that rock stuff. I don't think it can be regular salt. It might can be. I don't know. But I just never have. So, but yeah, I've seen videos of it and it looks really cool. We need to try that sometime. Oh, I just smeared it, y'all. Dang it. I didn't realize it wasn't dry. That's okay. That's going to go up into my gold anyway. All right. So I'm going to pull out some of my, well, maybe I am. Here it is. Gold for the ornament part for the top. So this metallic gold. The tubes, the paints like this, these tubes, they are very, very large compared to most tube paints for watercolors. Oh, table salt works best. I thought it had to be the regular, I thought it had to be like the rock salt. So that's cool. Well, I'm going to have to try it then. We'll have to do that one day. All right, so I'm going to dip into this gold, and I'm going to first dump my water and make sure that I don't have clean water. And I'm going to dip into my gold and go ahead and put that in my top. The great thing about the tube paints that I like about them is that you don't have to, like, you can get really dark pigment with your metallics, and you can also get really dark, well, I mean, with any of them, actually, you can get really dark pigment because they are thick and you don't have to add water to them. You can use them like acrylic paints if you want to without water, and they'll darken it up. So, you know, they'll be a lot darker. They'll still be transparent, but not like when you add water. Now, I did add water to this because I didn't want it to be super dark, but oh, I hear our neighbor dog outside barking wanting me to open the door so he can come in and play with Pickles. But I haven't been able to let Pickles out to play because he had surgery last week. So, Lafina, thank you so much for the rose. All right, guys. So we have the gold. Don't worry about the smearing because we're going to splatter and all that. None of that's going to show. So just trust the process. We're going to now I'm going to take this gray. I'm going to go ahead and switch brushes now to my detail brush. And I'm going to grab this gray right here, and I'm going to use it for the hook on our ornament. Okay. All right. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead, before I do the rope, I'm going to go ahead, pull out my Fumi brush. And we're going to do our branches and our leaves and all of that. So, actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to use this transom brush to start. And I'm going to get this darker green that I have. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of draw my first limb. And it's going to connect to this one. So these are just the branches for my pine that's going to come out. Now I'm using this X as a guide, but I'm not actually using the X as my part. That was just kind of the guide as to where I wanted everything to go. So I'm going to turn this one up this direction and bring it out like this, and maybe a section here. Okay, so we have our branches now for that. And then we can start adding our little needles, our little pine needles to this. And I'm going to use the same color to start, and then I'm going to add that lighter color in later. See how I'm having to continuously dip back into my paint? With the Fumi brush, you don't have to do that. You can keep going longer, but I was afraid that it was not going to be thin enough, which is why I didn't use it. But now I'm kind of wishing that I had. All right, so I'm going to dry this before we start our branches, or before we start our pine needles, because I don't want to accidentally smear it. I tend to do that really bad. So I'm going to go ahead and dry the branches. And then we will do our pine needles. I think I'm going to try, let me see. I'm going to try this Fumi brush and just, excuse me, just see. I don't want it to be too dark, so I'm going to use my lid and see how this works. I'm using a really light touch, so, because I don't want to overdo it. I'm just kind of going back and forth with the brush in different lengths and angles to make the pine needles. Super simple, guys. Anybody can do this. I promise you, I don't know any more than probably most of you about watercolors. I just bought them and started watching videos to learn, and I've played around with them a lot, and I like to see what works and what doesn't. So, and I change, play around with different brushes and different styles and just see what I like. And that is really the way to learn, in my opinion. I just don't feel like you have to be born with the ability to paint to do watercolors. I believe that it's a skill set that anybody can learn. It's just a matter of taking the time to play around with it and learn. I'm going to switch to this other color. No, not yet. Okay, so we're just kind of doing different thicknesses, different lengths, different angles, all the things to get the pine needles to look the way that we want them to look. Okay, and then we're going to go back and do the same thing and do some add-ins with the other green to kind of fill it out. All right, I'm going to need to dry this so I don't smear it. I'm telling you, I've gotten so bad about putting my hand on top of my wet paint. Thank you, Jody. And I don't want to mess it up, so I'm going to dry it before, so that I don't end up with a smeared mess. And just know that, I mean, it's a plant. Pine needles aren't perfect. So if you mess up on one, that's fine, because that's the way that they are. You're not going to get perfection out of branches, and you don't need to. Okay, so now that we have our base layer down for these pine needles, we can go in and add some additional with this other color. So I'm going to get some of this lighter green. You want to make sure when you're using these Fumi brushes that you have, you get a lot of the pigment and water in the base part of the brush, because this right here is what feeds to the tip. So you want to make sure you kind of roll it around and you get lots of your pigment and water in that, so that as you're working, it'll just feed your tip. It just kind of blends it down to your tip. And I'm not doing these quite as much. I'm just adding in some pieces that are kind of highlighting this. So these are kind of your highlights of your pine needles. So you've got more than one color green here. We have lots of pine trees where we live, so it makes sense that I would do pine needles, because let me tell you guys, we have a ton of them. I mean, right now our yard is covered in leaves and pine needles because we have so many trees surrounding us. It's one of the reasons I struggle with my satellite, my internet working, because we have trees everywhere. All right, so now it's got the different layers of green here. So what I want to do next is I want to add in some of our branches for our berries. So we are going to use a brown for that. So I've brought in, that's a gray. I don't want to use that. I want to use a brown. So let me find a good brown. I'm going to use this burnt umber right here. Do you save pine cones? I do not, Jody. You can. Some people do, but gosh, if I saved pine cones, I would have to have a whole storage building. I would have to have a whole storage building full, because they're everywhere. They're just, it's crazy. We've probably got on our property, I mean, so many pine trees. It's crazy. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to get this brown. I'm going to dip into my brown, get lots of it on my brush and spread it out over here. Make sure I have lots of that brown. And we are going to draw some branches. I know, I'm serious. I would have to have a storage room. It was too many. All right, so we're going to just kind of make our branches come out like this. So I'm just kind of making them a little jagged. So that we can add our berries to them. I don't want to have too much water on here because it'll really feed it, and I don't want too much, but I needed a little bit more. All right, so I think that's going to be good for the branches for our berries. I just did an X, basically, but I just kind of curved them like this. What are we painting after Christmas? That's a good question. We may start with some Valentine stuff, maybe some winter scenes for January. That would be fun. Or just some fun florals. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I'm going to be doing, obviously a lot of Christmas stuff between now and Christmas, but, some of the stuff won't be necessarily Christmas. So, all right, I just rinsed my brush. So now I'm going to switch back to my, I'm going to go to my Meeden #1 brush. Y'all can give me suggestions on what you want to paint too. I'm happy to take suggestions, and see if it's something that I can do. You guys tend to pick things that I'm not capable of doing because y'all think I have way more talent than I do. So, but if it's something I feel like I can pull off, I'll try my best to do it. Okay, we're going to switch to the Meeden #1. Well, thank you, Stacey Lee. I appreciate that. And we're going to get the red. As you guys can see, this paint starts to dry fairly quickly without the lid on it. All right. So we're going to use the red to do our berries. And we're just going to start adding in our berries wherever we feel like we need to add them. And I'm, leaving, some white space so that they have some highlights. I can even add in some darker red or maybe some of this gray here to make a darker one. Let me just mix a little bit over here. So we have a darker. And we can add that in while it's wet. So we have some shadows. So now we have some shadows there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I added in just some darker red on the left sides of my berries so that they kind of had a two-tone look to them. Okay, so, and I did it while they were wet so it would spread on its own. Same thing here. Just adding this darker in. I'm going to let that dry, or I'm going to dry it so that I don't end up smearing it again as I'm working. I'll probably be drying these. Hey, April. And I'm going to do also, I'm going to do some branches off of these to do these berries. So I'm going to go ahead and dip into this and do some right here, and right here. And then I'm going to bring my branch out like this and attach it, because I want them to be fuller. I don't want it to be just clusters. I want to have an actual branch that has berries coming off of it, kind of like this. All right, so I'm switching back and forth on my brushes to my Transin 0 and my Meeden 1. And I'm adding in some of that darker. Around the left sides of each of these berries to give it kind of some shadows. Okay. Wait till you see what I draw. Oh, good. Okay, Stacey Lee, I'll look at him. All right. Okay, so we got berries there. Let's do some berries here. Again, I'm going to switch back and forth on my brush to add in those branches off of like that. I'm going to put an extra one right here. I'm going to put a cluster here. Just like that. We're going to do that same thing right here. Just adding in that darker edge on the left side to give it some depth. And then I'm taking my detail and adding the branches. Yes, I will. Yeah, I did like a smiley face and a frowny face connected at the center. Hang on one second and I'll show you. Let me get the branches on this. There we go. All right, so what I did was, let me grab a piece of paper. Okay, all I did was draw an X like this. Okay. And then I took my brush and I made my branches from that. I kind of did like this. And then I did the same thing here. And then I did it over here. So I just used the X's as a guide. And then I added my branches where I needed to. And then I added my leaves like that. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Hey, Kaylin. Thanks for the likes. I just saw your name come across my screen, so you are so welcome. Okay, so let's see. We'll go back to our red for our berries, and we'll move on to this side. And I'm going to do here. I'm going to do another one here. And here. Make this one a cluster. And then one here. And here. You can add as many berries as you want, or as little as you want. I kind of wanted mine to have quite a few, especially right here in the center, because I didn't do the bow. So I'm going to put quite a few right here. And then I'm going to add in some darker to the edges of those. And then I am going to add my stem. I'm just going to be coming from the stem up. Just like that. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other two. Here. I'm just randomly putting these berries in and then drawing branches to them, which probably is easier than if I had just drawn the branches to begin with, because then I would have to follow that pattern. But this way I don't have to follow a pattern. I can just kind of randomly put them there and then make the branches go to them. So that made it a little bit easier to do these berries. So I'm going to have like a branch that's going to come up from here. And then one from like here, 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 and here. So I just added those branches in afterwards, and that makes it a lot easier. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to give myself some messiness to this. So just give me just 1 second. I haven't done this in a while, and I've been missing out on doing it. So I'm going to do it with this one. So I'm going to take some of this blue and bring it down. Off of the ornament. No worries. And just give it some clear to kind of get rid of these harsh lines. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. Goodness. All right. And then I'm going to go up here. Oh, that's red. I don't want to do that. All right. Now I'm going to now I'm going to splatter. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of this cobalt blue and lots of water. And then I'm going to rinse that. Get some of the green. And splatter that green. I need to pick up some of this. Get a little bit more green. That looks good. Rinse my brush. And let's dry it. Now, some people don't like the messy nature of the way that I do that, and that's fine. You don't have to do that. I like mine to be that way. It's just kind of, I just like it to be kind of more ransack, chaotic, just because I just think it's pretty that way. But you certainly don't have to do that. I'm going to go in now with my micron. Thank you, Jody. And I'm going to give this, give it some details. And I want to do some so that it kind of looks like it's got that topper on it. And I'm not outlining the whole thing. I'm just giving it some Okay. Yes, life, Jody, life. Give it that life, for sure. All right. Now we just need to do our string. And I think I'm just going to do that with my micron. I'm going to make it easy. And there we have it. Ta-da! So that is day 2 of the Meet an Advent calendar. Okay, so we had day 1 was the brush, the travel brush. And day 2 was the Meet-in postcard paper. So we'll see day 3, what day 3 is tomorrow. We did use so far these are the 2 creations that we've done with this Meet-in Advent calendar. We used the brush yesterday on this, and we used the postcard paper today to do this. And let's see. Thank you, Kaylin. I love it too. I think it is absolutely beautiful. I'm glad I did the messy. I just love that. And I haven't done that in a while with my art. And that's one of the things that I always loved about watercolor is that it could be messy and chaotic, because my life is messy and chaotic. And that kind of is good therapy for me. So I'm so glad that I decided to do that one for this one today. So those are the 2 that we've done so far. Yes, me too. Me too. I love, love, love that. Okay. So, and we did use the Meet-in, today we used the Meet-in tube paints, which you guys are so inexpensive. Like, I cannot tell you, like, I'm just shocked at how inexpensive these tubes are, because when you get a tube paint that's normally, a normal tube size is like, I'm just going to compare them. I just want you guys to see the size comparison of the tubes, okay? Like, do you see the difference? It's a big, big difference in size. So you get a ton of a ton of paint in these tube paints. So they're really, really nice. And they're very, very inexpensive for the value that you get. It's a big bang for your buck. And they're really nice. They're pigmented. They are incredibly creamy. And I just really, really like them. So I've used them quite a few times. And I don't use them as often as I should. I tend to forget that I have them. Because I'm so caught up in my normal everyday Meet-in palette. But I agree with you, Rhonda. Let's try some salt soon. I will work on finding a design that we can do that with, because I think that it's I've seen videos of it and it looks really cool. So we should definitely try that for sure. For sure. Okay, we also used the Meet-in palette with the lid today. And that is, it's funny because I have a ton of ceramic palettes from Meet-in, and I love the size of this one. It sits on my workspace really easily. Using salt. Oh, perfect. Okay, do that, Rhonda. And you can leave it to air dry, but if you don't want it to air dry, you can simply put your lid on it and it'll stay moist. I mean, my blue was still moist when I opened it up this morning, and we used this yesterday morning. And when I opened it up this morning, it was still moist because I had the lid on it all night long, so it didn't dry out. So if you want them to dry, obviously you would leave the lid off until they're dry and then put the lid back on when you're done. Another thing that I really like is that you can use the lid for mixing, which is really nice. So it doubles as a mixing palette. And then when you're done, you just simply put the lid on and you've got your mixes and you have your palettes. Now I'm not going to do it because this lid is still wet, but it's really, these palettes are just, I mean, it's a great little palette. I had a happy little accident happen because when mine shipped, it actually broke. So I messaged Meaden because it was broke and asked them if they would send me a new one. And of course they immediately sent me one out. And so I glued it. I super glued it. And so I actually ended up with 2 of these by mistake because it broke. You can see the crack right there. But I mean, I had another one in like 3 days. They shipped it out super fast. But I went ahead and glued it and salvaged it. And I have 2 of them now. And I'm going to order 2 more because I might even order 3 more because I really like these. And I don't like having to change colors out in my palettes. I like to be able to keep the colors that I mix. So these to me are a really beneficial palette to have. So if you don't have one, okay, perfect, Rhonda. I'll look at it when I get off of here. If you don't have one of these smaller medium palettes with the lids, you should definitely check them out because it's worth having at least one in your palette stash. So we used that today. The other thing that we used was our Fumi brush. We used our Fumi brushes for the branches. I really love these brushes. They're very specific brushes to specific activities, but you can use these brushes for a lot of different things. They do stack well. I guess I could stack it like this. Whoops. Hang on. You know, they can stack if I had the lid on it. You know, they stack. They're not designed to stack, so obviously they're not going to clip into each other, but they do stack pretty comfortably. And that's not dry, but the lid would go like that. So, so yeah, they stack pretty good. You know, like I said, they don't hook. So, you know, if you push it, it'll come off, but they'll stack on a shelf pretty easily. And that's what I plan to do with my other ones when I get them in, because I'm going to get at least 2 more, maybe 3, and they'll just stay stacked on my shelf and I'll just grab them as I need them. So these Fumi brushes are really, I need them. So these Fumi brushes are really good with like doing for doing like florals and stuff. Super easy to do. Leaves, if you like to do leaves. I just want to show you guys how amazing these brushes work for like florals. I mean, you just press and lift and you end up with this beautiful, near perfect leaf that's got the highlights all in the right places and all the things. So I really love the way that these brushes do florals. I love how you can go with these forever and not lose your pigment. You just keep going and it just keeps feeding the brush the whole time. So you get the same coloration the entire time. Whereas if you do that with a normal brush, you load it up and you go to do this, and as you go, it tends to dry up. It gets lighter. So I'm going to do the whole thing because I want to show you guys how the difference. But you can see it gets drier and lighter as I go. So it starts out dark and it gets lighter. Sometimes that's beneficial, but sometimes oh, that would be so cool. That's super cool. A book tree. So you can see how this, you know, the difference. And that's why I really like these Fumi brushes for things that I want to keep a consistent color on. Or if I'm, sorry, I stuck that on a paper towel so it didn't keep its stuff. Or if I'm doing florals. So like if I want to do, let's say I want to do like a leaf here. And then I want to branch off of that. I can do a branch. And then let's say I want to do a round leaf here. I can do that, and all with the same brush and all basically with the same pigment. So it's gonna, you know, be cohesive with the floral. So I just really like the way these brushes work. So do you have a link to do your pretty outlines? I'm confused. I'm not sure what you mean by that. The tumbled tortoise. Do you have a link to do? You talking about the black lines? Is that what you're talking about? The black lines? I use a micron pen. It is. Let me find them. Right here. The Sakura Pigma microns. Oh, you're talking about the border? Oh, those come on the paper. This is the Meet and postcard paper. What we did today was the second day of the Meet and Advent calendar. So we have this, sorry, I was confused. The Advent calendar, the Meet and Advent calendar has a different day, a different art supply every day. And today we opened up day 2. Okay, and day 2 was a set of the Meet and postcard paper. And the Meet and postcard paper has that already around it. So that is, and that postcard paper is, we did a whole series of Christmas cards last month with this same paper. I've linked it down there for you. But we did a whole series of Christmas cards on this paper, and they turned out so stinking cute. Let me, I'm just going to pull them so you guys can, so everybody can see the cards that we did with this paper. We did this one, super stinking cute. We did this one. We did this little gnome. We did this little moose. We did the hot chocolate. So we did all the Christmas cards. So I'm mailing all of these out at Christmas this year to my friends and family. That's not one of them. To friends and family for Christmas, because I wanted to do personalized Christmas cards. And so we just sat down and did them live every day. And I add them to a card like this. So I stuck it onto some paper, some decorative paper, and then I put it onto a card. And then I'm going to put our Christmas picture inside, and they're going to have a hand-painted card. And then they'll get a little note and a photo. If you missed all of those, you can get the replays on my Tube of You channel. All the replays are up there, and you can find that link in my bio on my TikTok page. And you can get all of the replays for those. Here is another one that we did. So we also did this one as well. So feel free to go to my TikTok page, and you can click the LINK, and it'll take you to my Tube of You. And all the replays are there. So we did 10 different cards, 10 different days. And then, like I said, I'm adding mine to cards, and I'm mailing them out like this with our Christmas photo in the card itself. I just think that that's such a cute idea to do hand-painted Christmas cards for people that you love. Because I think, you know, we all get Christmas cards. We get those ones that are printed off of the different places. But to receive a hand-painted card is just, to me, super special. Yes, Rhonda. You know what? I found one yesterday. I'm going to pull it up for you because I want you to see it. I want you to tell me what you think of it. I loved this one. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. Got to get to the page, but I didn't save it. I might have to, oh no, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did save it. Right here. What do you think of doing this? Isn't that precious? I love this. It's a little church. I love this. Yeah, I think this would be a good one for us to do. And we could put like, you know, unto us a child is born or something on it or something like that. I think would be really, really precious. We could do a manger scene. I could look up some manger scenes too and see if I can find something that maybe I could do. This one, I tagged, you know, I pinned that one. I don't think I could do the faces and stuff on this, but we could do some silhouettes that are similar. Something like that. Yeah, send me some churches, some manger scenes, anything that you guys are interested in painting. If I think I can pull it off even remotely similar, I will certainly try it. Now, there are things that you guys send me sometimes and I go, nope, there's no way I can do that. You guys have to remember that I am not a classically trained artist. I am simply a person who bought a watercolor palette one day and went, I'm going to learn how to paint. And the reason that I did that was because someone told me years ago, somebody said, you don't have to be born with talent to be able to do watercolors. It's a skill set and you can learn it. And one day I was like, I want to learn how to do watercolor painting. So I just bought the palette and did it. And that's why I come on here every day and teach you guys, because I think that anybody can learn it. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it. So, so there is the things that we have done so far up to this point for the Advent calendar. We have done day 1 and day 2. Day 1 was the travel brush, which I had out just a minute ago. Now I don't know what I did with it. But oh, here it is. 1 was this travel brush. That was day 1. You know me, I love me a Meeden brush. So this is an excellent brush. Very high quality brush. Very professional. And it came in day 1. And then day 2 was the Meeden postcard set, which is right here. And it comes in a little envelope like this. And you just keep them inside it like this. They're 4x6. Hot press. 300 GSMs. 10 sheets in each pack. Yes, their brushes are amazing, Stacey Lee. Absolutely amazing. Rhonda, I'm all about simple too, but Rhonda, you send me stuff that you think is simple and then it's not. Carrie does that too. Carrie sent me some stuff and we were like, oh, we can do this. And then we got to go in and we were like, oh my God, this is so hard. Oh goodness, but that's okay. Oh, I'll do it. Hang on right now. I'm going to follow you back, Christine. Okay. I just followed you back. It should, hang on right now. I'm going to follow you back, Christine. Okay. I just followed you back. It should send it through to me now, hopefully. And I'll get it when I get off of here. I can't check my messages while I'm on live, but, when I get off of here, I will get it and look at it and message you back. All right. So again, today, day 2, I haven't yet, Stacey Lee, but I'm going to look at it when I get off of here. Day 2 was the Meeden postcards. So if you guys look at it when I get off of here. Day 2 was the Meeden postcards. So if you guys, these are some of the cards that we've done on the Meeden postcards. I love them. I think they turned out beautiful. I'm so glad, Jet Designs. So glad that you love that paint. I really am. Did you get the 48 color palette or the 96 color palette? Or did you get the tube paints? Just out of curiosity. Oh, okay, yeah. That's the one. That's my favorite one. I mean, I use it. If you look at my palettes, you can see this is my 96 color palette. Obviously, I've not had it as long as I've had my 48 color palette. I've had my 48 color palette for 1.5 years. And you can see that it is a complete hot mess because I use it every single day. I love this palette. It is absolutely, I just love it. I love it. Oh, yeah. That's cool. Very cool. Very cool. So these are the ones that we've done with this Meeden postcard paper. I love them. And I actually did some prints of mine. So I took them and made some prints of them. I scanned them and made some card sets with them. And I hand signed each one of those. But I just love the way that these turned out too, even though they're just prints. But they're prints of my paintings, so. Really? That's cool. I'll have to look and see. I'm going to follow you because I'm going to look and see all your designs. All right, so that is where we are at. We used the day 2 for the Meeden postcards. Tomorrow will be day 3. I think tomorrow is going to be one of the days that it's not. Hang on, I just want to double check. I think it is. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, tomorrow is going to be a tough one for me. So I just want you guys to know because it's not a medium that I use very often. So when we do tomorrow's, it's going to be, I don't know. We'll see. It's definitely going to be a different medium tomorrow. It will not be, I can tell you guys, it's not going to be watercolors that we do tomorrow. So if you have the, sorry, I'm just reading comments. Should buy the paper. This is a really good paper. I mean, it really is. It's a hot press. So it's not quite as textured, but it definitely is. It's a nice paper. I love the feel of this paper. So we'll see, Rhonda. We'll see what's tomorrow. About doing a Christmas Eve one. Christmas Eve what? Did I miss something? Yeah, I do too. It's really pretty. Thank you, Christine. Yeah, this one was a little challenging too, just simply because we used the same pink throughout the entire design. But what we did was we did some lifting techniques to get it lighter and darker in places. So it was a little challenging, but you know what? It turned out really pretty and I love it. And I am super proud of it because it was one of those ones that I wasn't sure I could pull off, but we did it. So yeah, and it was the same thing with like a couple of the grabby calendar months that we did the grabby calendar. It was one of those things where it was like, there was a few in there that I was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull that off. And then we did, and it was like so rewarding. So we just finished up our grabby calendar series, and that calendar is here somewhere. Here it is. I'll show you guys our calendar too, just so that you guys can see it. I ordered another one. It came in yesterday. So I'm going to be doing another one of these just because I have a couple people that I want to give it to. And this one is for my BFF. So I'm doing another one for someone else. And then I also have one for my grandson to do for his mom for Christmas as well. Oh, girl, I doubt myself all the time, but you know, it is what it is. So I try not to, but it does. you know, when you're a nutritionist and an exercise physiologist, that's my trade. So, I guess I'm a pretend artist in the mornings. But here is January, February. These turned out so cute. And I did these on the meet-in paper and put them on top of this because even though this is watercolor paper, I was afraid I would mess up and I didn't trust myself not to mess it up and have to start over. So I did it on a separate sheet of paper and then added it to the calendar, which I did just to pat myself on the back. I didn't have to start over on any of them, but I was afraid I might have to. So, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and finally December. So that was the Grabby calendar series that we just did. Those are also on my tube of you. If you guys want the replays on those, you can get the replays on those at that same channel. So if you're wanting the tutorials for these, now all I do when I post them on there is a replay. I don't edit them. I don't do anything. So you have to basically fast forward through all the talking and all the product stuff and all that stuff, just like you would have to sit through in a live. I don't do any editing on it. So I just simply upload them. That's it. So just so you guys know. So when you do that, just know that it's the full replay of the lives. Okay. So this is our Grabby calendar series, and you can grab that right here. And let me just see. I think there might even be some coupons available. Let me see. Okay, here you go. I'm going to post this, guys, because this is I think it's a 10% off. So if you're interested in doing, I'm not sure how much off, but if you're interested in grabbing the calendar, you can use this coupon code and stack it on top of whatever sales are going on. And then also there may be even some coupons that TikTok gives you as well for the Grabby calendar. So you'll get it for a really decent price. So feel free to click to use that coupon code. This is only good during my lives. So if you try to use it after I'm off of here, it's not going to work. So be sure you use it before I get off this morning. So that is one of the things that I wanted to show you. And then I want to, there's a few things that few products I'm going to show you guys just because it's getting closer and closer to Christmas. So I want to make sure everybody, for the artists in your life, you grab what you need. And also for yourself, if you're looking for some gifts to tell people, you know, hey, I'm interested in this or whatever. So the first thing is going to be these Aura Sparkle pens. These are what we used yesterday for our Christmas tree yesterday. So, thank you, Jet Designs. Thank you. You're going to love that calendar. You are. You're going to like it. And you got it for under $15. So good job. That's awesome. I'm hoping that my new ones come in today, but this is the 24 color set. I did order the 72 color set after I got these in because I love these pens so much. They are just amazing. First of all, the best part about them is that they're retractable. Okay. The fact that I don't have to keep up with lids because my grandkids are always in my pens just makes me so happy. The fact that I don't have to do that. So my pens just makes me so happy. the fact that I don't have to do that. So I love that about them. But also they are very, they write incredibly smooth. I mean, they just flow so well. And they don't clump. They don't streak. They just give you this nice, smooth flow of glitter. And they're a roller ball pen, which is great because they don't have, they don't clog up inside because they're a roller ball. Whereas some of those that have the smaller tips tend to clog and they tend to skip. This does not. It just is a smooth flow the whole time. And the colors are amazing. Now I have this is the 24 color set, but and the 72 color set I ordered after I got this because I didn't need another glitter pen. I honestly did not need. I have so many glitter pens, but I saw these as being retractable and was like, oh my God, I love those. So I ordered them, and then I was sorry that I didn't get the 72 color. So then I went back and got the 72 color. So, and Feral Mom, I think, did the same thing. She got the 24 color set, and then she went back and got the 72 color set as well. They have this little swatch that you color, and it has a black side and a white side. So you color on the black and the white, and then you put it down in the pen. And so you can see what it's going to look like on black and what it's going to look like on white. And that way you have the swatch ahead of time before you even start using them. So these are a great gift for an artist or for a teenage girl who loves to color and doodle, any of that stuff. These are great. Okay. Now the 72 color one, hang on one second. Let me find the 15 or the 24 color one. I think I have that in here. Let me see. Because it's a really decent price. And I don't think, yeah, here it is. I'm going to add it for you guys so you can see it. The price on the 24 color one is super inexpensive for all of these pens. And just look how beautiful they are in the packaging. It's like a high-end, it's like going in and getting some high-end makeup, and they come in this beautiful case with all of this beautiful packaging. It has a magnetic closure, so you can store them really easily. I mean, I love these pens. These are my new favorite glitter pens of all of the pens and sets that I have. And I have a lot of glitter pens, but these are my favorites. As a matter of fact, I took this. I normally take like 4 or 5 different colored pens to church with me on Sundays, because when I take notes in my Bible, I take notes like on a piece of paper and I change out my pen color and all the things. And then I actually glue that into my Bible. So I have these like tip-ins in my Bible. And I just grabbed this whole case and took this whole case with me to church on Sunday and set them in the seat beside me. And as I was taking my notes, I used these pens. Like, I love these pens so much. My church is very small and everybody knows me, and they know that, that's kind of just me. So, but I'm telling you guys, these pens are where it's at. So any questions on that before I get off of the pens? I think that, if you have normal glitter pens, when you get these in, you'll see why I love them so much more than my normal pens. And here is, like, we used them yesterday. We used the red, the gold, we used the blue, the green. Hey, Jamie, how's it going? So we used the orange. The orange is a beautiful color. We did this today. We did day 2 of the Advent calendar, and it was a package of the meat and postcard paper, which we know we love because we've already done 10 cards like this. So we did this one today. So I will get these. I'll get my replays uploaded And they'll be under the playlist Meeden Advent Calendar. I will make a playlist with these. This was yesterday's. And like I said, we used these. We used the silver. So we used the purple, all the different colors to kind of sparkle this up. And if I hold it at an angle, you might be able to see the sparkle. But anyway, it turned out so stinking cute. I love this. I love how this turned out. So pretty. So those were these Aura Sparkle pens. Okay. Moving on. The last thing that I want to talk about is this cute little book. And this is not an art thing, guys. I'm doing this because this girl reached out to me. She's just starting out on TikTok, and she has really struggled with getting her shop up and running. And she wrote this cute little book, and it has got this is the board book, but they also have a paperback version of this book. And it's got 3 stories in one. And I got it for my granddaughter because she's 3. She's not quite 3. She's 2.5. And I got it for my granddaughter. I just thought it was super cute. It's got some Spanish words sprinkled in, so you can kind of learn, the child can learn a few little Spanish words as she's reading the story. But what I really love about this the most is that it has this it has this QR code that you can scan, and it'll read the story to the child as they're flipping through the book. So they can kind of start to recognize words and see some of the stuff. But it's got a Halloween story in it. It has a Thanksgiving story, and it has a Christmas story. And all of them have a read out loud scan me code. And again, they have a paperback version and they have a board version of this book. And I just think it's super cute. The story is super cute. So if you guys are wanting to give books for Christmas, which I always give at least one book to my grandkids at Christmas time. And so if you guys are looking to give a book, support an independent author. As a person who does coloring books, and, you know, I know the struggle it is to get your books out there into the world. And so if you guys are wanting to support a independent author, this is a great book to do that with. So I've linked it below because I want to, you know, try to help her get going on her sales for this book. I think that it's so stinking cute. The illustrations are super cute as well. So the lady that did the illustrations did a really good job on, you know, drawing out all of these illustrations. And I got the board book because mine is, you know, my granddaughter is 2.5. And so she likes to flip pages and tear pages and pull on pages and stuff. So I wanted it to hold up over the long term. But they also have a paperback version if you don't necessarily want to get the board book version of it. So there is that. So I wanted to share that with you guys because I told her that I would definitely share it and let you guys know that this is available. And again, it's by Coach Heidi. And then Fatima Asif is the one who did the illustrating on it. And it's just a super cute book. And it's a great idea to have 3 different stories in one book. So you can do one story one night, one story the next night, or one story the next night. Or you can do one story during the Halloween season, one story during the Thanksgiving season, and one story during the Christmas season. So anyway, it's a super cute book. So I wanted to share that with you guys. All right. So hopefully if you get books for Christmas, you will definitely support an independent author like Coach Heidi. All right, I am going to, last thing is we used the travel palette yesterday. And so I wanted everybody to see that one more time. We used it yesterday. I really like the paints. These definitely are paints that have to be conditioned. So spray them before you use them with some water. But once you do that, you get lots of pigment out of them. And this palette comes with everything you need to travel, plus this little travel case that'll just fit in your bag, which is awesome, I think. It is small enough that you can just slip it down in your purse with a pack of paper. And it comes with 50 different colors. It comes with an eraser, a water brush, a pencil, a regular brush, an acrylic marker, your sponge, your tape, your paper clips to to clip your paper onto a hard surface so you can paint. And it all fits into this little case, and you can travel with it. This one is going to be living in my motorhome because I want to have it when I go to travel. It does come with a little book. It comes with a little accordion book that you can paint that's double-sided, that's already drawn out, and you can just simply paint it, which is kind of neat. And it comes with some matching stickers that goes with that book. So just so you know, here's the stickers. It does come with those, and I'll be playing around with these because I love stickers. I stick them on everything, and it comes with all the stickers. Love, love, love. I'll be doing some art journaling with those. So I'm not even going to put them back in the package because it's pointless. So anyway, it comes with that. So that is the travel palette that we used yesterday. So we used that to do this. So all of these colors that we used in this tree came out of this Meet and Travel palette. So just so you know. All right. Any questions on anything else today before I hop off of here? I'm going to go in and make me some lunch. I am going to probably come back on later this afternoon, but it's not going to be for painting. It's going to be some of my nutrition stuff. So if anybody's interested in getting healthy in the new year and getting some nutrition, some good nutrition information on men's health and gut health and all that stuff, I'll be on later probably doing that. So if you see me on, it's not because I'm painting. I've got several different products this afternoon that I want to share that are nutrition related. So, all right. Any other questions before I get off of here? I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. I will be on, let's see, tomorrow is, what's tomorrow? Wednesday. I will be on tomorrow morning at around the same time. So around 10-ish in the morning, I'll be on. And we will be doing day number 3. And guys, I just want you guys to know. Oh, I understand, Jamie. I get it. I didn't want to get up this morning at all. Wow. Lots of snow. That's crazy. We don't get snow here in Texas. It's one of the reasons I love Texas. I am not into cold weather. I'm sitting here right now with a heater at my feet because even my studio is too cold for me. And it's not even that cold. It's like 45 degrees outside. But that's cold to me. I didn't want to get out of bed this morning, Jamie. Honestly, I really didn't. Anytime that it's cold, I don't want to get out of bed. I want to just stay there and stay warm. But I'm going to be up and in here and on tomorrow around 10-ish. We'll be doing day 3. You guys be ready tomorrow. Tomorrow is not going to be watercolors. It is a different medium than we have used in the past. So it's going to be something totally different that we're going to do, but it's going to be fun. So come ready to enjoy something different other than watercolors tomorrow. All right. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow. Everybody who purchased today during my live, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. You guys supporting my lives and all of the things that you guys do to encourage me, and the comments that you guys give me, and all of the, just everything. All the support I'm so, so thankful for. So you guys have a good afternoon, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.